Hi there, Pajama Grandma, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Of course, you know me by now if you're going through the scavenger hunt. And I'm reluctant to make this video, but I want to make this video because it's probably the most important video that I will make, in that it's the truth. And it's not just my truth, because I believe that reality is individual. We see what we want to see, and that's not a bad thing or a good thing. I also believe things like we create our own life and our own experiences. And whether you believe that or not doesn't matter, whether you stick with the group or not. But I kind of want to use this as my final warning of whether you should be in this group or not. Because it's not a group for, spamming one another or looking for other business owners that you can sell your things to, obviously. But it's also not a group for people that are looking for a magic pill, a silver bullet, that one last secret ingredient or tip or trick that's going to put them over the edge, and all of a sudden their business is going to explode and it's going to supersize overnight. This is not the group for you. Does that happen to some people? Absolutely, positively in the group. But when you actually dig into their story and find out their story, you'll find out that they spent however many years up to and including that point where their business took off and was a rocket ship to the moon and supersized in a very short period of time. I and everyone else here know that, and this is the real secret and the real truth. Your business will not supersize. It will not become what you want it to be until you become the person that is capable of piloting that ship. Until you become who you need to be to, I don't want to say deserve, because we all deserve whatever we want, but to be a great steward of that thing that you build. And if you're not here to find out how to do that and how to become that, if you're not willing to put in the hard work, and it's not necessarily physically hard work, but sometimes it's challenging mental work. If you're not willing to ask yourself the hard questions and be honest with yourself in terms of what you are and are not willing to do to create the result that you're telling yourself you want, then this isn't the group for you. You're not in the right place, because you will not succeed at it in the way that you want. If you're coming in with, I want you to come in with your absolute massive big dreams, because I believe that anything is possible. There's infinite possibility in this planet for anybody that wants to take a hold of it and ride that rocket ship. But you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to say, what do I need to do? What do I need to learn? Where do I need to look? Who do I need to ask for help? What resources do I need? And you'll notice every one of those is, what do I need to do? What do I need to become? What do I need to find out to make this happen for my organization, for the business that I am trying to build? And if you come in and you take that approach, you will supersize your business. If you're looking for someone to do it for you, if you're looking for something outside of you to blame, please do not join this group. If you want to come in and whine and bitch and moan about the economy or politics or religion, absolutely do not come in and join this group. If you want to be mean to other people or get a competition, or because there really is no competition, which is a whole topic of discussion, which we will have in another video, this isn't the place for you. This isn't the group for you, and I will drive you crazy in the things I say and the things I believe. And that's okay, because you get to believe everything and anything that you want, but I get to believe and share anything I want as well. And we need to be willing to respect one another's differences and opinions, and actually realize that people seeing things from a different perspective is really awesome, because they point out things and they see things that we can't see because we have blinders on, because each of us only can see what it is that we are looking for, that we've experienced, or that we want to see. And the more diverse the group and the more different ways of looking at things, awesome. But only the more diverse ways of looking at things that are moving us toward what we all want. Criticism, ridicule, judgment, meanness, there is no place for any of that in this group. This group is all about love and legacy and helping one another to grow and supersize our business and to become whoever it is that we need to become to create that reality for us, to create that business to impact the world. So if you're not here to do that, please unjoin the group. Please don't stick here with us, because it'll just be a matter of time before you're going to want to leave the group anyway. So you might as well save your time and energy, put it into something somewhere else that will help you to get what it is that you want in the way that you want it. Because we're all different. We all want to, and we'll all figure that out differently. We'll all relate to different people. I've had a lot of different coaches and people that I've worked with over my many years, my lots of years, obviously, Pajama Grandma, of discovering and growing and learning and creating different type businesses. And with different type businesses, I resonated with or could relate to different type coaches and mentors than others. You know, and who I relate to and who I've enjoyed as mentors is probably totally different. Now, some of them will be the same, but some of them will be totally different than you have. And that's perfectly cool, because we want that knowledge base and all that information to come together and help one another with things that you've experienced that can help other people to move them toward whatever it is that they need for their business to supersize it. Because how I supersize my Italian food business is different than how we supersize the fireworks business. Totally different business models, although they both sold directly to the public. Actually, they didn't. Only the fireworks sold directly retail. Italian food was strictly business to business. So it depends on what your business model is and what you're trying to achieve and what your overall personal inside you. That's what's really important. It's what do you want? And you have to get in touch with that, and you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, if you want $1 billion company, yes, come here, join us, because there's a whole lot of us in here that want $1 billion company. If you want to impact 1 billion people's lives, yes, come join us. If you want to touch and impact every person on the planet, great. If you want to just impact 1,000 people, then this is the right place too, because we can help you to know, how do you find that 1,000 people that you can have the biggest impact on? How do you get to those 1,000 people in the most effective, fastest way? And there's a secret to that too. And it's not even a secret, because I say it all the time. You might already know it, but it's by being yourself. It's by being authentically who you are. You know, do I need to show up here in my pajamas? Do I need to show up online in my pajamas? No, but it's actually who I am, and it represents the lifestyle and just the freedom of choice lifestyle that I so desperately needed and wanted when I was in my busiest workaholic years. And I was in busy workaholic years in a very non-healthy for me way. It was very successful and work-oriented and workaholic and results-driven, and I got those results. But I got those results at the expense of my life and my health. And I want to make sure that no one in this group is doing that, and don't get me wrong, I think that work-life balance is complete and utter bullshit, and you may or may not believe that, but I think that we go through different phases of our life where, yes, you have to push hard and work for what you want, but then you also have to remember to come back, and there's ways to do that in a healthy way that honors who you are as a person, and there's ways to do it in an unhealthy way. And I've done it both ways. And I will tell you, doing it in a healthy way that honors and helps you take care of yourself is a lot more, number one, it's surprisingly way more powerful, because if you're taking care of yourself physically and emotionally, you have way more energy to put toward what it is that you're trying to create. And I didn't know that when I was younger. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. I was still being battled around and battered around by everything outside of me in the world and doing what I thought I should do instead of what I knew in my heart I needed to be doing and what I needed to be creating. And so we'll do a lot of that work. And it's a 4-letter word that starts with W. It's work. Everything we do, and we don't like to say it's work, but if you're afraid of hard work, and again, it can be emotionally or challenging thinking work, not necessarily most of what we do, let's be honest. If you live and you can hear my voice and you've got a computer or a phone, you probably aren't working as hard as most people have had to work in their life, at least physically, to survive. You know, our actual physical survival is very seldom ever at jeopardy for most of us. And especially if you're building a business that you want to supersize, come on, let's be honest, your actual physical survival, even if your business goes bankrupt, your physical survival, your ability to physically survive is most certainly still intact. So the things that we fear and worry about, most of those are not real. But my last warning to you is realize that this is the majority of what happens here is about you becoming who you need to be to lead and structure and create the supersized business that you want to create. So if you're not willing to be open to that and actually be the leader of that and be the leader of you, then this is not going to be the group for you. But otherwise, welcome. I'm so excited you made it through the scavenger hunt. I'm trying to make this the last video in the scavenger hunt, so I'm going to make a little offer thing. If you got all the clues, and I'm going to create a form because I want to make it kind of not on Facebook, even though it's a private group. Nobody wants their information, and I don't want you PMing it all to me. It's easier because I can automate the process. If you create if I create a form, probably today, I'll create a form on Google Forms. You'll fill out the form, and if you fill out the form and put in the clues from each step of the scavenger hunt, and if you get them right, which I tell you them at the end of every video, and I probably shouldn't have just said that I tell you them at the end of every video, because if you missed one, now you'll just go back and watch the end. So they're at the end of every video. Put them in the form. Give me your name and address, probably your phone number. Don't worry, I'm too busy. I'm not going to call you and bug you. But I have your contact information because I want to send you a gift. If you've gone through all the steps, if you've listened to me and put up with me and listened to the things I believe and you're still here, that is definitely worth a present. And I want to send you a physical present, a physical gift. So I want to ask you a couple questions, so don't send you something stupid. And now I'm going to take this timer right now.